Good evening. Two mothers, two murders, 2 years apart, and now one suspect. Today, Mark Norwood was indicted on capital murder charges for the killing of Debra Baker in Austin back in 1988. Norwood is already charged with capital murder in the death of Christine Morton 2 years earlier.
I was new to the neighborhood.
Ann Bettner is taking a walk down a lane of memories she's never forgotten.
And I came home one day and there was crime scene tape everywhere, and there were detectives, and it was obviously a very bad scene.
The old Baker house looks different now than it did that awful January day back in 1988.
There's the brickwork that I remember. That brickwork is very distinctive. I remember seeing her kids play out in the street.
The Baker children have waited nearly 25 years for an arrest in their mother's murder.
Growing up, there's always just this gaping hole in our lives.
Earlier this year, Caitlin Baker shared memories with us of her mother, beaten to death in the family home just 3 days shy of her daughter's 4th birthday.
My mother's almost a mythical creature to me, and it shouldn't be that way. It absolutely should not be that way.
Mark Norwood worked as a carpet layer and lived very near Debra Baker at the time of her killing. He'd been arrested for 2 home break-ins and a car burglary in the area just a year before Baker's death. And investigators now believe he murdered Christine Morton in her home just miles away, less than a year and a half earlier.
This it shook. Of course, it shook the feeling of safety that people had.
But Norwood didn't become a suspect in either case until 2011, when his DNA was found on evidence from the Morton scene. And when investigators ran that DNA through a national database, they also found a match to a hair found at the Baker home.
I think my mother's death absolutely could have been prevented.
The Baker family has been outspoken in their support of Michael Morton, wrongly convicted for his wife Christine's murder. Former prosecutor Ken Anderson is now accused of withholding evidence in that case.
When DNA came and Michael Morton was exonerated, I thought, yes, maybe this will be a chance for Debra Baker for her family to get that feeling.
Well, Norwood is now charged with capital murder in the Baker case as well, because investigators believe he also stole several items from the Baker home. He is scheduled to go on trial in the Morton killing in January. The family has requested he not face the death penalty, but it is still on the table for now in the Baker case.